Starting 2011 and ending in 2013, a guy named Roll Ulbricht ran an illegal website, the Silk Road. Over 1 million transactions with over 9 million Bitcoin in volume. During this time, Ross unbelievably built this empire from a crappy laptop at coffee shops. It was a black market where you could buy anything with few exceptions. One mistake, and the FBI had him dead to rights. This is the story of the Silk Road. How did this 27-year-old with no criminal past become one of the most wanted people in the United States? He got a scholarship for physics and went on to get a master's from Penn State. Everything was going great until he dove into libertarian economics. By the time he finished his master's, he had gone full anti-government libertarian. These deeply held beliefs formed the bedrock and creation of the Silk Road.
The Silk Road site stated, "I'm creating an economic simulation to give people a first-hand experience of what it would be like to live in a world without the systemic use of force."
So how was this physics grad able to run a literal black market under the radar of the US government? Well, it might be easier to outsmart them than it seems. He was consumed with the unfairness the state imposed on its citizens. He realized there's 3 main issues that needed to be solved to launch: remain anonymous, collect payments, and establish trust. Because of course, nobody will pay a website for illegal goods unless they're certain it's safe and anonymous. The solution was strange. A browser the government itself created.
This browser anonymizes your traffic, making it almost totally untraceable.
It took him 6 months of nonstop coding, but Ross eventually launched in February 2011. The thing is, it kind of sucked. It was addled with bugs and slow. This would eventually come back to haunt Ross, but for the time being, it worked. The next issue was money. Obviously, bank transfers and credit cards would leave a paper trail. Lucky for Ross, Bitcoin had just been introduced.
There was even a sophisticated escrow system to ensure there was no scamming.
Sellers with positive reviews even got pushed to the front page. The business model worked though, and Ross was raking in up to 15% per transaction. Ross is rumored to have held around 144,000 Bitcoin at the time. The site was a raging success, with 150,000 users at its peak. The first sale was actually something Ross grew at home, a certain kind of mushroom. As more serious vendors started signing up, the goods became more and more illegal. He was living the dream until he made a series of mistakes that would lead to his arrest. He was making posts under the usernames Dread Pirate Roberts and Altoid. He was always anonymous on Dread Pirate, but he leaked his real email, which contained his name, via his Altoid account. See, Ross was super smart, but he didn't put enough emphasis on security.
The feds ended up catching Ross via a suspicious method they claim to have used, while computer scientists say this isn't possible.
Conspiracy theories swirled around the feds, hiding the real tech that caught Ross. The FBI tracked Ross to the San Francisco Public Library in 2013, arresting him. He was sentenced to 40 years. Pretty harsh considering, and a case that reminds me of Aaron Swartz. He ended up getting a presidential pardon of all things, and is now a free man. The lesson here is unclear, honestly, because he legit got away with it. Subscribe for more.